What is up, guys? It has been a minute, and I apologize. Where do I start? Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest. You guys, man, you showed out, you showed up, and you blew me away. It's been a week, and I'm still reeling from all the new friends that I made. Welcome to the channel. If you went to that festival and that's where you met me, and you're just now watching the channel, if you follow my Instagram and my Facebook, I just posted the haul today of all the stuff that I got. That is up there. There will be a video coming in the future. I've been riding high from the festival. Had so much leading up to it. I've been slacking on the videos. I got a different video today, but I promise the Metal Devastation Festival video haul is coming. Want to feature all of the bands that I saw that played and were part of that festival. I want them to be featured in that video. I'm taking my time with that video. Want to do that one right. Today I've got a haul from 20 Bucks Spin, so I hope y'all stick around and see it. I'll show you guys what I picked up right after this.
Let these wounds forever mark your cowardice.
Okay, I'm just going to jump right into this. As I said in the intro, this is all in order that I did recently, fairly recently, through 20 Bucks Spin. Been sitting on this for a minute. My mouth is still tired. You can tell. I'm sorry if I'm slurring a little bit, but I promise I haven't fallen off the wagon. There's been several releases from 20 Bucks Spin that I've had my eye on. Just been waiting for the right time to make an order. And this album that I'm going to show first, I picked up 2 vinyl and 4 CDs. The one that I'll show first is what led me to do this entire order. It is the debut full length from Pittsburgh's Ritual Mass entitled Cascading Misery. This will probably, spoiler alert, be on my end of the year list. This is a phenomenal death metal album. If you're into that kind of New York City, like NYDM style of death metal, then you'll probably dig this. They kind of had this darker side of Christian mysticism as far as their lyrical themes go. There is a spot on the let me find it because I found this super interesting on the insert sheet. It says this album is intended to be experienced in total darkness at maximum volume. I can see that because there are times in this particular release where they build up these atmospheres that make you feel like you're just going into the depths of hell. And if you read the lyrics along with the listening, I know that would be hard to do in total darkness, but if you had maybe some candlelight going and were reading the lyrics as best you could, sometimes it's kind of hard to follow the lyrics in death metal. I know, I get it, but it's a very dark album, very, very heavy. As I was saying, it's kind of got this New York style of death metal going. They kind of slow it down. Especially when you start getting those hardcore feels going. Make no mistake about it, this is an Americanized death metal record. So maybe some of you people over in the UK, maybe some of the Brits, you might not like this style as much as some of us over here in the US are enjoying it. I know some of us have that kind of attitude over here that we like the hardcore fused in with our death metal. If you don't like that style, you're probably not going to like this. But I thought this was an absolutely phenomenal release. Cascading Misery. I'll show you guys the back of the vinyl there. I want to read some of the lyrics from the title track. It's skin peeled back, reveal the anguish, ceaseless and fathomless, flayed to call the thrones of death never ending, drown in the wretched stream, sea of vital, cascading misery. Yeah, that's the lyrics. So that's the kind of atmospheres that we're building up on this particular album. It is phenomenal. The record itself is kind of this purplish, kind of blue purple mix. It looks pretty sick. Didn't really buy it for the particular variant, just bought it for the music itself, but when it comes looking that sharp, then that's an added bonus. But Ritual Mass, absolutely love that one. Check that out. if you're into that style of death metal, I think you will dig it as well. Next up, we have a full length. This is the debut full length from Atre Bilis, I believe is how you pronounce that. I believe the translation for that from Latin is like black bile. I believe that's what I read. This is kind of a technical death metal. Man, that doesn't really do the band justice. Kind of like an atmospheric, dissonant, almost avant-garde technical death metal band. It's kind of hard to put into words. This is their debut full length entitled Apex Apex Apexapien. Yeah, I probably butchered that, especially when I'm still struggling to speak with these teeth. Pretty strong release. I was introduced to this band through their EP back in 2020 through Transcending Obscurity Records. This was their first release on 20 Bucks Spin. I believe they have another full length that came out last year. Maybe I could be wrong on that. But I've been wanting to circle back. I enjoyed that EP from Transcending Obscurity and never really continued on the journey with this band. So it's something that I wanted to circle back to and kind of see where they were at. This is another phenomenal release from them. I'm going to have to hunt down the other full length that came out last year as well, because I found this one to be quite enjoyable. Another one that kind of ties in these Christian ideologies into their music and takes it over to a darker side, almost like a psychedelic side of those ideologies. It's pretty interesting as far as the lyrical concepts and the aesthetics that this band is putting out there. There's the insert. I know some of you could care less about the physical copies, but this is a channel that promotes physical media. So if you don't like it, there are other channels out there that you can move along to that don't focus as much as on the physical presentations, but it's something as a collector that I like to see. I like it when people show the artworks, and for me, sometimes the artworks, looking at those with the albums, it's almost as important as the music itself. It's just all part of the experience that I get from the release. This is a band, I believe they're out of British Columbia in Canada. And this one is on this orange splatter, black and white. I mean, it's pretty out there. This definitely lends itself the aesthetic that I was speaking of before with the psychedelic nature of some of the music. It definitely leans more into the technical side of death metal than the first release that I just showed you guys. But it is an interesting release. I do enjoy it. Looking forward to spending some more time with that one. Moving on, we have a 2024 release that I know a lot of you already know. Straight up out of the swamps, we have Slimelord from the UK. This is Death Doom. I call it slimy Death Doom. Some people would even venture to say sloppy. I don't think it's sloppy. I think the music on this is the parts that could potentially come off as sloppy to some people are calculated. I don't know. I call it slimy. So anyway, this is the 2024 release from Slimelord. I'm going to butcher this. Chytridiomycosis Relinquished. Yeah, I know that was wrong. I don't care. I've already owned this on vinyl. I rehomed the vinyl. I have this bad habit of you guys, most of you that have followed me for any amount of time know that CDs are kind of the weight of my heart. I am a CD collector through and through, and sometimes I'll see a vinyl, and if I'm buying something strictly because I think the variant looks awesome or something, that's when I mess up, because I have it, especially if I already own releases on CD from a band, and then I have like one vinyl thrown in the mix and the rest are CD. The OCD goes crazy. So I actually rehomed the vinyl and picked up the CD copy to kind of keep the continuity going on the shelf. I absolutely love this album. You guys have already heard it. If you're into kind of slimy, grubby, nasty Death Doom, then you know Slimelord. You guys have already heard them. You already want them. If you haven't heard Slimelord, you're definitely missing out. It's just slow, filthy, grimy, nasty, slimy stuff, and I hope you check them out if you haven't already. Moving on to something that I haven't shown or talked about before on this channel, the newest release from Bedsore. I believe this one came out last year as well. This is one that I've been meaning to pick up. Finally pulled the trigger and grabbed this. This is a progressive, I guess we'll call them progressive death metal outfit out of Italy. Very, I want to hate this. This is one of those bands that I would love to hate and dog on. They have a very pretentious look to them, a very pretentious. That's how it comes off to me. And I'm not trying to be ugly, but that's the way that it would come off. But I absolutely love it. The music, the atmospheres that they're able to build up on this, just kind of rope me in. Has this almost like jazzy style of death metal going on. There's some definite jazz elements. They bring in synthesizers into the mix. I believe there's like a organ, some type of organ that they're bringing in, and you don't really get synthesizers and like organs in death metal that often. So when it pops off, it's something new, something refreshing, and it's definitely different. I mean, if you get, you're listening to the same type of death metal. There's the old school death metal that is everywhere these days. I'm actually going to show some next, but if you need like a breath of fresh air, but you're still in a death metal mood, something like this will definitely scratch that itch for you. There's the inside. I feel like, man, $20 spend. These guys do a lot of psychedelic drugs. I don't know if that's that's part of the prereq for getting on the label or what. But as I was speaking, like the pretentious vibes going on, I mean that band photo will kind of give you that feel. I don't mean anything by that, you guys. I mean, what do I know? I'm just some poser from Tennessee that makes videos. Next up, we have a defunct death metal band, old school death metal band. This is Parallax Occlusion. Picked this up from the actual distro. This was not released through $20 spend, and it's something that I've been meaning to pick up. It's a compilation of this band's first two demos. Very almost like, man, this is like a paradox. It's like futuristic old school death metal. Is that possible? I mean, you look at the name of the compilation is Vapor Chamber, but you look at the band name Parallax Occlusion, and that's like it comes from 3D printing, like a 3D modeling, print model terminology, and it has a very futuristic vibe just from the artwork. I think the artwork was entitled Artifact 0001 by Brian LaFrance, and the artwork goes with both compilations, and just the style of music that this band is able to put out. There's a more in-depth look at it on the actual liner notes, and I mean that just gives you a feel of what you're going for, what you're getting with this release as far as musically goes. It has like that old school death metal vibe, but it brings in like a hint of technicality that gives you that almost futuristic feeling going forward. I wish this band would have stayed together. I would have loved to hear them elaborate more on where they were going with these two demos. First part of this compilation is a tad bit stronger than the back half, but I did find the entire release to be super phenomenal. Last but not least, changing gears completely, let's go with some gothic metal. This is the newest release from Tribunal, entitled In Penitence and Ruin. A bit heavier than the debut. The debut was, I believe, entitled like The Weight of Remembrance or something along those lines. But this one feels like it has a little more weight and substance to it. They, not just strictly a gothic atmosphere. They were more atmospheres solely like for the sake of being atmospheres on that debut full length. They go more almost in a Death Doomy vibe on the follow up. Some people might not have enjoyed that direction, but I kind of dig it. The atmospheres are still there, but it just has a heavier and darker feel to me on this album. Um, the production is super clean. That may turn some people off as far as the um, death metal moments in this. I struggle saying death metal. I mean, the death and the doom are there, but it for me it is strictly like a gothic metal album, almost doomy goth metal album. You do have the hints of the death metal and stuff there, a bit more than in the debut. That's just kind of where I was trying to go with that, if that makes any sense. It's probably something you'll have to listen to the album yourself and kind of see if you agree with that with me or not. But for me, outstanding release. I'm not sure if this came out this year or towards the end of last year. That's something that I'll have to look in. Unfortunately, I kind of dropped the ball on the preparation work for Tribunal. Probably out of all these, this is the one I've listened to the least, so I definitely need to spend a little bit more time with this. I've just kind of been in this feral mood for this just heavy and death metal, like just fast stuff and growls and stuff like this. It just has kind of taken a back seat for the time being. But I think with the seasons changing and getting a little cooler outside and entering in autumn and winter on the horizon, stuff like this will begin to fall into the playlist a little bit more than it has been. But definitely pretty impressed with everything that I picked up in this haul. I'm going to link everything down in the description for you guys to go check out. Obviously, 20 buck spin will be linked up down there as well. Once again, thank everyone that showed up at Tennessee Metal Devastation Fest. You guys made me feel like $1,000,000, and I do appreciate it. That's all I've got for today. Hope you guys have a great week. Stay classy, stay metal, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys very soon. I promise.